there, welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks since I've last been out on the bike. The last time out was at Bernarty Hill, where I basically had to abandon cycling at Bernarty because my tyres couldn't cope with the mud and my brakes weren't working properly. But I rescued the day by going down the Harran Hill Wood Red Run. In those 2 weeks I've made some changes. I've changed both my tyres from the Maxxis Forecaster tyres to a Shelby Magic Mary on the front and a Maxxis Minion DHR2 on the back. On the cycle here I've noticed one big difference, major difference about the tyres. They're a lot heavier and they're also providing a lot more resistance when pedalling, so it's going to be more of a workout cycling with them, but that will just help me get fitter, so I'm not complaining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by going down a route that I know quite well, the smooth chute, and then that way I'll get a sort of good idea of how the tyres are actually handling, and also how my brake is handling after I've burped the brake. And I've also adjusted one of the adjustment screws, so I've done a bit of fiddling. I've also moved my brakes further in the bars and it feels a lot more comfortable with the grip now, so hoping all these little changes will make a big difference. So less talking, let's go on with some riding. Let's test these bad boys out. A bit rusty. It's changed a wee bit. Some dug out a wee groove at the bottom there. It's different. Dry. I think what I'm going to do now is go back to the top, go down Rooty Tooty over the gun emplacements down to the quayside, and then after that there's one area I want to try and session a wee bit, which is a little kicker jump on that route just after the gun emplacements. There's like a rock slab that slopes at an angle and this little kicker jump jumps onto it. I've gone over it once before but I came down very nose heavy, so I've basically avoided it every time, but I'd like to try and session that so I can just do it as a part of that run. So first run done, and I took it easy because it's new tyres, new brake setup, and I've not been out for a couple of weeks, so felt okay doing that. Did feel a bit rusty route, to be honest, and the conditions are completely different. Very dry, the whole place is really dry. So I've just changed all these tyres because where I've been going is really wet and muddy and sloppy. But I'm sure these tyres will still be a lot better anyway. So I'm going to go over Rooty Tooty, down over the gun emplacements, which Parson suggested we could call Bang Bang, which I liked. So Rooty Tooty, Bang Bang, and then down to the key line. I think the official name on Trail Forks or Strava for this, at least part of this run, is called Tomaine, I think it's called, but I'm going to stick with the Rooty Tooty Bang Bang keyline run because I'm just being awkward. So So I'm going to go down it, not go over that kicker jump, and then hopefully crash free, and then if I do that successfully I'll come up and I'll try and session that little jump kicker thing, which I'll show you. Get back into the swing of it. Smoothest I've ever done it. I made it. Leaning too far back on the bike again, my biggest problem. Today, taking it easy. This is where this area where it kept coming off last time. Oh, jolted about there, and that's me down to the quayside. Hi there, I thought I'd just show you the terrain here on this quayside run in a bit more detail. It's not that tricky really, but it just shows you all the how the different weather conditions and humidity etc. can really affect how something rides. So if you look at it, you've got this sort of solid chunks of rock, and then over the top of it you've got all this really loose small gravel, and then some bigger chunks of gravel as it gets broken off. Then also there's this fine layer of thin mud, sort of sand. It's really sort of sandy, clayey mud. And then obviously all along the banks here it's all this soft mud, which goes really dry and sandy when it's dry, but when it's wet it goes really soft and slippery and greasy. And the other day, a few weeks ago, last time I was here, when I crashed twice basically, or crashed once properly and nearly crashed again, it was because it was really wet and it had gone that really slippery, greasy way. And you know, it coats everything, coats the stones and everything, the rock slab bits here as well. But today it's totally rides differently because it's all really dry, so now everything's really loose and you slip about because it's loose. But I'd rather ride down it like this than the other way, although now I've got my new tyres, hopefully both ways should be fine. But I happen to say I'm liking these new tyres. I felt a lot more secure coming down the rooty tooty section and this bit. A lot more grippy, definitely. And I also think the fact that I've changed my position of my brakes on my handlebars, that feels a lot better as well. So basically I just moved my brakes in just a fraction inwards. So just this, it's probably about a centimetre and a half. So now when I'm gripping it, my whole grip and just literally just my fingers on the very edge of the brake. This is what I saw on GMBN. They're set up for brakes, that's what they said you should recommend you do. So you've got a really good grip on the handlebar as well on the brake. I always ever just use one finger, but my hands were right obviously towards the very edge of the bar, and it feels a lot more secure, and I've got better control with it where it's sat just now. So I think that's a bit of an improvement as well. So I feel really good about this new setup. Now I'm going to try and session this kicker jump thing, and I'll show you what it is and talk you through my fears. Here is the kicker jump that I've been talking about. So you come off up there, that's the top of the gun emplacement, you drop down, probably about a foot drop, which is fine. And then you come down this little path here, this little trail, and then This is the kicker jump, and it's probably about 1.5 feet tall. It's not huge. Experienced mountain bikers will be going, what are you worrying about, you absolute chicken? But I am just a beginner, and this kind of thing is a wee bit scary. I have gone over this once before. I just basically rolled it, and because it's reasonably high, there's a nose heavy thump when I came down, and then once you go over it, you come on to this rock slab, which is running basically at a 45-degree angle, or maybe not quite 45 degree, but say 35 to 40 degree angle across the way. Today's actually, I would say, perfect conditions for doing this because it's dry. Quite often this area here is absolutely sodden, covered in mud, really slippy, and this rock slab, when it's wet, is really slippy. And then that takes you down onto a little log pile you can jump over, kick over, and then that takes you down onto the quayside pier run. So what I've obviously been doing is just coming down this pass and just going around the obstacle rather than jumping over it. But I really would like to just start adding jumping over this because, you know, I want to progress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt it once off to begin with, see how we get on. Do I think I can do it first time? Nah. But I'm only going to progress if I try these things. So let's give it a shot. Bottled it. Well, I did it. Better do it again. It wasn't good. I'm pleased with that one. I felt really good. That one felt a little bit less controlled. I was going a bit faster, but I lost a bit of concentration just as I was about to take off there. Getting a bit overexcited, I think. Yeah, definitely getting a bit overexcited. That felt quite good as well. Go again. Well, that's been good fun, and I'm pleased I've made progress there, because that jump did freak me out a bit before. Clearly, speed is the key. Momentum is my friend, because when you're going slow, you just come down nose heavy. Each time there, when I was going at a reasonable speed, felt fine. I did still feel it was leaning a wee bit too far back, but felt a lot more confident there. And those tyres, when you land, just grips the ground, is exactly what I've been looking for. And even coming off the gun emplacement and coming around the wee corners, it's quite a tight wee turn and it dips down, and normally I've nearly washed out there a couple of times, but that just gripped it. I leaned in a wee bit and it just gripped the ground. So it's been really good, really pleased with that. I think I'll have another go, and then I'll probably go down the whole route now and we'll try to link it all in. A couple of guys on mountain bikes said all two, they're pretty cool bikes. They just zoomed past me there, but they didn't go over the kicker jump, so one up on them. They were going at breakneck speed though. Nah, they were good. Pity I didn't get it on film. So it's been a successful outing today to Braefoot. I feel really good that I've sessioned that kicker jump, and I think I've done it reasonably well. And what it does is it leaves me with only one more obstacle in this whole run that I've not done yet, and that is this drop up here. It's probably about 2 foot drop from the top to where you would land. It's this sort of concrete slab bit here. It's probably about 2 foot down to the ground where you'd land. I just don't have the confidence to do that yet, and it's also, it looks like it's actually slightly coming away from where it's seated. But also the problem with it is that once you come off it, you've not got far until you have to go down the actual rooty-tooty steep section onto the top of the gun emplacements. So there's not a lot of time to correct yourself if you go a wee bit wonky, and I think I would definitely go wonky coming off that. But that's the only obstacle in this whole run that I've not done yet, so I will have to tackle it at some point, but not tonight. I think I've had a successful enough day as it is, and I've still got to go down this whole route and try to piece it all together with that kicker jump without crashing. And then if I do that successfully, I might have a wee shot down the one of the rooty sections that I was doing the other week with Patterson, and then that'll be it, because it's starting to get a wee bit dark now. It's been a good evening's outing. So here we go, hopefully I can piece this all in successfully together without crashing. There again, getting far too far back on my bike again. So annoying. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's going to hit that. Yeah, beauty. Pure side. Victory lap. Oh, peace. Last wee section, this rooty bit I've done before. Try to go down a bit more in the tack position. Tree. Nice bunny hop. Oh no, I dabbed there. Really? And I went on the inside, she's going on the outside. Oh, these tyres are so much better. Love them. What a difference. What a difference it has made having these new tyres on. Wow. So much more control. It's brilliant. There's those guys I was talking about. I've had a great evening out on my bike, sessioning that kicker jump, going down Rooty Tooty and bang bang and the pure quayside run again, and also seeing all the little lambs out because it's springtime. They're really cute. Great to be back out on the bike, and I have to say I love these new tyres. It's Magic Mary on the front and the Maxxis Minion DHR2 on the back. What a difference. Just the grip, and just feels solid, even though my back wheel was sliding about a wee bit because it's obviously gritty and sandy underneath. I never felt like it was out of control. It just felt like natural movement, so that was a really big difference and gave me a lot more confidence. Another thing I learned tonight really was, in terms of doing that kicker jump, that momentum, speed is really important. Have to have enough speed to jump over it. I did feel I was leaning a wee bit too far back when I was going over it, but that'll come with practice. I'll get better. So, if you like this, why not subscribe? Give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Tatty bye!